Today, I'm gonna give you guys 10 of my most successful blind buys that I ever made. I have over 300 fragrances in my collection, and if you had to guess how many blind buys that I've made, leave a comment below. And at the end of the video, I will give you the exact number of how many blind buys that I've had purchased over those 300 fragrances. Now, blind buying fragrances is such an excitement to me. You sit there and read the notes, see the reviews. Then when it's time for it to come in the mail, you sit there waiting patiently or impatiently, waiting to see if it's anything that you expected. So it's just like a excitement thing to me. At the end, I'm gonna tell you how many that I actually smelled before I made the purchase and how many that was actually blind buys. And I think the number gonna surprise you. But starting this list off, I ordered fragrances because of the presentation. And this one had a nice presentation. And I had no idea what it smelled like because, you hear so many reviews. It wasn't too many YouTube video reviews on it. And the first fragrance is from the House of Versace, Al Ishq Wahaj. Now this is all base concentrated fragrance. So you pretty much apply it with this dab, but the concentration is so high that 1 or 2 dabs around your neck area, on your chest, and you're gonna get good performance off of it. It's gonna project. But at the top, you're gonna open with some jasmine. You're gonna get some iris, and it's a very lovely combination of jasmine and iris. Then in the heart, you're gonna pick up on praline and vanilla that adds some sweet, almost nutty vibes to the fragrance. And once you get to the base, you're gonna get some oud. Now this is a sweet, fruity gourmand. Just picture a bakery, fresh baked pastries with some fruit sitting on the top. A nice gourmand scent, very lovely scent. This is a compliment magnet. Only takes a little, but you'll be pleasantly surprised about this fragrance. Very nice. And that's Wahaj from Swiss Arabia. Now coming up next, this fragrance was getting all kinds of feedback. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. Once I got it, it was a love for me. I can understand why people would be turned off, but it's the opening. It develops over time. It has so many stages. And that fragrance is Unwatch Man. At the top, you're gonna get this chrysanthemum, you're gonna get iris. It has a funny smell to it, but I like it because it's different. Then the heart, you're gonna get some resins, you're gonna get some rum that adds some booziness. And then come the base, you get lapidum that adds smokiness, you get some leather. Now this fragrance is smoky, resinous, and floral. Now when you first spray this, it's just gonna develop over time. You're gonna get 3 stages throughout this fragrance. 1 gonna be that opening, 2 gonna be that leather stage. You're gonna get all iris along with leather. Probably the most complex scent in my collection, but it's a very nice fragrance. If you don't like the opening, wait it out an hour, Unwatch Man. Now coming up next, at 20 bucks, it was a no-lose situation. When I got it, I was pleasantly surprised because it's a very nice scent, and that is Hayati Gold from Latafa. Now this started off with a very citrusy, fruity opening with bergamot, black currant, and grapefruit. Then in the heart, that's when some of that saffron comes up. It's not very heavy, but it does come up. Then the base, you're gonna get amber, you're gonna get vanilla, you're gonna get musk. Now this is sweet, very spicy, very fruity. It's a very nice casual scent that you should add to your collection. For $20, you can't beat it, but it's a very nice fragrance. Smells like it costs more than what it does. Check it out. Some sites you can find it for 20 bucks. Up next, I was looking for a barbershop fragrance, and this captures everything that you're looking for in a barbershop fragrance. And that fragrance is $17.25 from the house of Historius de Perfumes. Now you're talking about a very classy gentleman scent that give you that barbershop fragile vibe. At the opening, you're gonna get a very zesty opening consisting of grapefruit. You're gonna get some lemon along with some bergamot. And then in the heart, that's when that barbershop feel coming out with that lavender. You're gonna get some anise that adds that classy feel to it, along with some almonds that makes it very smooth, almost creamy. And in the base, you left with amber, vanilla, and cedar. Now this is sweet, woody, spicy, and a tad bit powdery. If you're looking for a barbershop type fragrance, look no further than Historius de Perfumes, and which is a very underrated house. Check out $17.25 from Historius de Perfumes. Coming up next, this is a love fragrance for my girlfriend. You have to be into common notes. That fragrance is 1920 The Origin. Now this opened up with a hint of cardamom and some pink pepper that adds some spice. Then the star of the show, of course, is that coming. Then in the base, you're gonna pick up on some cedar, you're gonna get some patchouli. So this kind of sharp, woody fragrance is spicy, It's citrusy and it's very woody, dominated by cumin. This one, I think, you give it a shot, I think you'll love it. 1920, The Origin. Now, this is another cheapie, and this is a very popular fragrance among people. When they smell it, they love it. Sort of mass appealing with a lot of fruity notes. And that fragrance is from the house of Bentley, Momentum Intense. I think I paid around the $35, maybe $40 mark. When you first spray this, you're gonna get a hint of lavender that's not really dominant. It's added with some bergamot. So the opening is very nice. Then in the heart, that's when that spicy geranium comes through, add some spiciness to it. So at this point, it's woody, fruity, and it's spicy. And the base is followed up with some musk and some woods. Now this fragrance is sweet, it's woody, and it's spicy. Very nice, mass appealing. When I wore this, everybody was asking me what I had on. One you should get your hands on, that's Bentley Intense Momentum. Now coming up next, this is a new Middle Eastern house. I have talked about them in some of my recent videos, or some of my past videos. They make some good fragrances for the price point that I paid for it, which I think they're going up maybe $10 since I ordered it. Vetiver Pepper from the house of Azar. Now when it's open up, you're gonna get some bright, juicy red apple, accompanied by some spicy pepper. Then the heart, you're gonna get a red rose that sit back in the background. Then in the base, you're gonna get that vetiver. Think of Terre d'Hermes with more red apples, a little bit more spicy, not as earthy, has some citruses in it, but it has a lot of fruits, which consists of that apple. Nice vetiver based fragrance. I think you will enjoy. You follow my channel, you wouldn't be missing out. Could have caught it at $49, but regardless, it's $59 now. Very good for the spring, summer. I mean, you would stand out wearing this vetiver and pepper from the house of Azar. Now coming up next, now you're talking about inflation. I think when I bought this, it's probably $49. It done jumped to maybe $40, $50 more than what I paid for it. But it's one of my better smelling musk fragrances out there. And I was surprised by the compliments I got when I wore this. Sienna Musk from Sonoma Scents. Now the top of this is dominated by sandalwood, and you get a mandarin orange with some clove in the background. Then in the heart, you're gonna get some of that ginger that adds some spice to it. Then the base, that's when you get all cedar. So this is basically a cedar musk dominated fragrance that's adds some woodiness, some spiciness, but it's a very nice clean musk people will enjoy on you. And the liver goes a long way, maybe 2-3 sprays and you're good to go. Sienna Musk from Sonoma Scents. These are in no particular order. I'm just giving you 10 off my list. But coming in next is from the house of Zergoff, and that is 1888. Now, reason this was a blind buy for me because I had no idea how gorgeous this bottle was. By looking at the pictures, it don't do it justice. I was very pleasantly surprised at the smell. At the opening, you're gonna get this carnation that almost give it like a clove note. You're also gonna get some coriander and pepper that adds some spiciness to it. In the heart, you're gonna pick up on Guerlain that adds like a banana sweetness. Then the base is dominated by sandalwood and patchouli that adds some earthiness to it. Now this is a sweet, woody, spicy floral. Little goes a long way again. 2 or 3 sprays and you're gonna project 7-8 feet. You're gonna have this nice aroma. Tell you, man, this smells really good. From the house of Zergoff, that's 1888. Last but not least, and this is an oud based fragrance. It has so many sweet and fruity notes up top. Swiss Arabian Oud Magnum. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get lemon that adds some citruses. You're gonna get the apricot that give it like a sweet apple feel. So the top of this is very fruity. In the heart, you're gonna get some of that amber that adds some spices. Oud that adds that woodiness. Then in the base, you're left with leather and cedar. If you're intimidated by your regular oud fragrances, this is a nice oud based fragrance to get into because of the fruity top that take away from most of that oud base. So it's a very nice, fruity, woody fragrance that consists of oud. You can pick it up a little bit. I love wearing this. It smells really good. And that's Oud Magnum from the house of Swiss Arabian. Now, if you stayed this long, I'm gonna take you to my cabinet and I'm gonna show you how many blind buys that I have made. Better yet, it'd probably be quicker if I showed you how many fragrances that I have smelt before I purchased. So in other words, most of my cabinet consists of a whole lot of blind buys. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. In the meantime, stay safe, watch this video. Now we'll see you soon. Peace.